Hi, it's Antonio. So today I wanted to talk about a very important concept in this compassionate living, nonviolent communication practice called requests. Um, if you've learned, or even if you haven't learned about nonviolent communication and all of the concepts inside of it that we practice, requesting is one of the most important concepts, and sometimes we might come into nonviolent communication wanting to really get this practice of requesting under our belts because I don't know, maybe it's a way for us to get other people to do things. Or sometimes maybe we're thinking that this is going to be, requests are going to be the way to resolve conflict. So I think the way that I maybe want to reframe the concept of requests is that I want to see it as an opportunity to have dialogue, to have a conversation with somebody. And I'm reframing it. And what I mean by that is that most of the time, when we think about requesting something, like requests usually mean, hey, can you do something for me? And that's what we're changing in nonviolent communication. That's what we're changing in this practice when we're relating to one another through this concept of human needs, of our needs. We're changing it from being, hey, can you do something for me, to, hey, I would really love to talk, to connect, to understand, to have space to hear each other out. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm really changing the concept of requesting from, hey, can you do something? Can you go do this? Can you go do that? I think those types of requests are going to be very commonplace in our lives, right? I might even call them action requests. Hey, can you take the trash out? Hey, what do you think about going out to dinner tonight? So things like that are more in alignment with the concept of asking for an action. For me, I come into nonviolent communication nowadays after having practiced and learned this for over 10 years now. I come into the practice, and when I think about requesting, I think about I really want to hear what's going on for this person. I really want to connect and hear each other out if we can. So the reframe is that, especially when I want connection, because that's what NVC is there for me. It's to increase the connection that I have with somebody or with myself. So the reframe is that I might want to make requests around our connection. So let's call this connection requests. And I think this is where the learning really comes into the picture of, like, what are we doing different here in NVC that's different than other things? For me, it's this concept of requesting and making requests for more connection. So instead of saying, hey, like if I'm thinking, like, let's do two different examples here. Me thinking about requests in the old way, in the way before NVC. Um, can you? I call my friend and I say, hey, can you hang out tonight? Right? And I'm thinking that that's a request, and it is. It's an action request. But maybe it doesn't have to do with me wanting a lot more connection with my friend, more understanding and closeness. Just about hanging out. Now, if I'm in conflict with my friend, and I want to, make a request, then maybe what that might sound like is, hey, I'm noticing I really would love to understand what happened for you the other day. And I would love to create some space and time to be able to hear what's going on for you. And I also want to share what's going on for me regarding what happened the other day. What do you think about making some time to talk about this? So now, maybe you might be thinking, like, well, how is that a request? How, what are we asking for the person to do? Well, look, and I'm going to really scale it back here. I want to first come into connection um, with my needs, with what's going on for me. So before I even go and make a request of somebody, what has helped me just about every time is to really get and to have a lot of clarity, to get some empathy, get some clarity of my needs, have a connection to my experience. Sometimes the result that comes out for me is, you know, I don't even know if I really need to talk to this person because I got a lot of clarity, by getting some empathy. What might that look like? Well, I'm going to leave us with an idea of what that might look like. But let's get some empathy. Let's really take some time to really slow down, like really slow down, take some deep breaths, really take in the experience of connecting to my experience, to my feelings, to my needs. Because it's been my experience that from that place, I will be able to have a lot more clarity and be able to make a very clear request when I want to do so. So, um, things that you can maybe consider doing that might help you to get to requesting. Um, First, this is a great thing to start with now. If you want to make a request of someone, well, the first thing you might want to do is to get clear of what needs are going on for you in that scenario, in that relationship. What needs are going on for you? You're thinking that you want to talk to this person, so I'm just gonna do a little quick example here. I am thinking I really want to request that I want to have a family member have a conversation with me. So the first thing that I want to do is first take it back and connect to what needs are going on for me around that situation with this person. For me, maybe it's about wanting mutuality, wanting care, right? Like I really care about the relationship. I really want that to show up, right? So what things would you want? What are some of the needs that are alive for you when you think about wanting to talk to this person? That's the first thing. And please, let's really take some time there. Because I think the more that we can have clarity and connection to our needs, the more clarity that we're going to have about our request. So the second thing that I'm going to suggest, figure out, and this might not apply to every case, but this is a really great practice. And I'm going to suggest starting off with this. Figure out at least 3 to 5 other ways that you can get your needs met without that person, without even having to make a request of that person. And this one might be a little challenging, and it might really, it's very radical. It's very out there. This idea, like, how can I get my needs met in another way? I have to talk to this person. That might be the case, but I think what I really want to do again is first get clear about my needs, have a really clear connection, be very centered in my needs, and figure out other ways to get my needs met without that person. Now, the last thing that I'm going to leave you with, if you can get some support and get some empathy, especially from NVC colleagues and NVC community members, that is going to help so much in getting clarity about your needs and really supporting your connection to your needs. So I hope that this helps. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you around. Thanks, everybody.